What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G Miles World. Right now, we're going to be talking about how you can maximize your O-line in about 8 minutes. And pretty much what happened is, I'm going to let you guys know the brief story about what happened. We've been going back and forth about the best O-line abilities. Pretty much what's going on is this, right? EA Sports doesn't want anybody using escape artists. So they're making it more and more difficult to get it. I think that they've continuously raised it simply for the fact that obviously golden tickets are dropping soon and people are going to want to be able to know, that they can use the different buckets and get those abilities for a lot cheaper. EA, on the other hand, is trying to make sure that even when you get those better buckets, like say you get a scrambler archetype where it's going to be the lowest for escape artists, they still want to make sure that you still are going to have to guess and think about if you want to actually use it. They don't want anybody just willy-nilly running around with it. So that's pretty much what's going on with that situation. So the offensive line is what we look to next. All right. What are we trying to do with the offensive line? What is the big, the situation surrounding it? What's actually happening? So I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys again. We've gone from interchanging secure protector with nasty streak on the tackles and the center. Right guard and left guard are always going to be post up. That meta has been set for like 3 years. They're just going to do stuff that they're not supposed to do because you have the post up. And now because you have the ability to use a lot of other players, it just all depends on how it works out, because you do have the opportunity to be able to manipulate your O-line and get abilities on key skill set positions like the wide receiver and things of that nature. You can now go ahead and do that. So it's something that everybody needs to understand. It's something that people need to be able to thoroughly understand what's going on within the game itself, because if you don't, you're going to end up losing a lot. And then what happens is this: once you end up doing that, it becomes a very, very, it's sort of like this. It's like, if I go out and I say, you know what, I want to make sure that I can run the ball every play. You would think that nasty streak would be the key. And that's why we put nasty streak on the center and the tackles. You would think like, you know what, this is ultimately what we should be doing. Then you play a guy that you can't get any pressure on, and he has 3 secure protectors and 2 post-ups. So pretty much that's what happened. I played someone that was just doing whatever, bro. I was sending everybody. I had the edge threat elites. I had one under pressure. I had an inside stuff. I had everything, and it didn't matter. I was getting dominated, and it was very exciting to see it. And then I'm saying to myself, I'm like, yo, this can't be real. Like, this ultimately right now just can't be real. So what I then did, I said, you know what? Let me figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Let me figure what's going on. We're going to try to understand what's going on. We took a look at it. We figured it out. All right, this is where it is. The dude had secure protectors the same way we had it before. Like, we've been, done this already. But the problem is we weren't using the right formations. I'm going to get to that stuff later. Once you guys get to about, I would say like 81.3 likes, I'm going to drop a new video showing you guys the best way to utilize the scheme we're discussing right now. All right, now here goes the next thing. Some of you guys are saying, yo, G, should I turn in my Taylor Mays for Baselli? Like, yo, G, is this the move? Like, is Baselli the guy? All right, is Baselli really good? Yes. Is he better than some of the other tackles that are available that some of you guys may have? Probably not. There are better cards available. Just because you see these guys in my lineup the way that it is, that doesn't mean that you have to be identical. Keep in mind, I do have a Raiders theme team. So everything is going to correspond to the Raiders. That's ultimately what it's going to be. It's not going to be a situation where it's like, all right, let me just randomly put anybody in and I'm not keeping my Raiders the chemistry up to 51. Another question that I got asked recently is, would I consider going to another theme team because I'm not really using a lot of the boost? Well, Jerry Rice still needs a boost, and he's the slot guy that gets the the route tech. Would I go Cooper Kupp? Cooper Kupp is like, that dude just gets wide open for no reason. I totally agree. When he first came out, I was like, yo, something's going on with that card. On corners, crossers, posts, he just gets wide open. Jerry Rice is very similar, but he obviously has other teams that correspond to what we've been doing, so it works out. It's relatively simple to kind of, utilize him in your lineup. So these are just some of the things that I would like for you guys to pay attention to. I think that right now, with the way that we're trying to figure out other ways to go away from escape artists, that it's becoming difficult for some of you guys, because escape artists are just straight broken, but you still can use it. All right, you still can use escape artist. The fact of the matter is just that you won't be able to do anything else. You won't have any skill positions that have abilities. You won't have any of that stuff going on, and it'll get really, really crazy. And from that situation, you will then have more than enough problems going on with it. So you're gonna need to go ahead and figure out what's going on with everything that's happening. It's really something that people need to understand going forward. And you know, ultimately, I think that you guys will be all set with everything that's needed once you figure out, you know, this is my O-line, this is what I'm doing, and this is how we're going to go about it. All right? So what you're going to need to do, regardless of your theme team right now, the only cards, and you can use Travis Kelce's card too. He also gets post up for 1, so you don't have to have Warren Sapp, but you got to have Robert Hunt. At this time of this video, he is the only person right now, the only person that is currently able to get it for 0, the post up. So he is very integral. Everybody else is like, you know, 1 AP or whatever like that. Look, EA Sports is making it a situation where we are just driven by abilities, right? We have to figure, what do we need to do in order to make these things happen? You know, how do we get, you know, the best bang for your buck? Robert Hunt, he's right there. He's just right there, dude. Like, there's nothing that we can say about the situation. Like, even if he's not that good, you see that he has a very good run block power, run block kind of low, you know, pass block footwork. He's decent, 6'5", decent weight, all that good stuff. It's absolutely, he has decent numbers. Is he the best? Probably not. But do you want to spend 2 for post up? Because it ruins everything. That's the key thing about creating the best O-line, is getting the cheapest ones. Now, the next thing that I was asked, yo, G, why wouldn't you get rid of Mike Pouncey and then add another post-up? Because the post-up on the center is not necessary. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of overkill. You pretty much need 2 players with post-up. Both of your guards need to have post-up. That is something that has to happen. They need to have post-up. Once they have post-up, the other guys, you can figure out. Now remember, you do have players that had limited time 1 AP secure protectors, the Dan Dierdorf and stuff like that. We're not trying to spend 1.3, 1.4 mil on that kind of crap. We're not doing that. So just get that out of the, you know, if you already have them, fine. But the goal is to minimize the amount that we have to spend, which is why we're using Warren Sapp. Is he the best guard? No. But does he light up with post-up? Yes. And to boot, he's a Raider. So he's part of that Raiders chemistry, so it just works out. And that's what I wanted to make sure you guys understood as well. So keep that in mind as you're building the team. That's very, very important. So get the 2 post-ups, and we're rocking Secure Protector now. I know it's going crazy, guys, but every single day, it is a different experience with EA Sports. Right now, it appears, and let me tell you something, if you run the right run plays, your whole offensive line lights up with this approach. So watch it, get it done, and let me know what's going on. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.